No. And I mean absolutely no. James Bond should not be a damn woman.
Goose-stepping morons like yourself should try reading books instead of burning them.
Let me go ahead and give you guys a bit of a disclaimer and a heads up. These right here are few and far between on this channel. I very, very rarely cover Hollywood. But then again, though, wherever there is wokeness, there is always stupidity. Also, this right here is just needless injecting of race into this conversation, quite frankly, where it does not need to be. But I will talk about this very, very briefly. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because I've seen every single James Bond movie watching since I was a kid. I've seen them all at least twice. Matter of fact, my favorite Bond film is GoldenEye. My second would be Casino Royale. My favorite Bond would be the current James Bond, Daniel Craig, who sadly is leaving the franchise. But I want to talk about this because, once again, this is just some more stupid nonsense that Hollywood is pushing out that makes absolutely no sense and is absolutely dumb to even produce. Now, before we get in this video, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you share this video. Hit the notification bell, sign up in the comment section. Also, something else, too. Make sure you guys hit that like button for the algorithm. Also, only about 36% of you guys who watch the content or subscribe, so make sure you guys hit that red subscribe button. I'm only like 2 subscribers away from 450. It's another milestone, so let's go ahead and get that and make this channel grow. And let's go ahead and get this. So this whole thing started really about a few years ago. They brought the idea of Idris Elba taking over the Bond mantle. Now, really quick, I have no problem with a black man being James Bond. I do think it could be done a little bit better, and I'll explain that towards the end of the video. Then they said they're going to replace Bond with this new woman who's in the film. Bad idea. Stupid. Okay, so Daniel Craig does this interview, which, by the way, I will place a link to that article in the description box, in which they basically asked him about the possibility of a female James Bond. Craig's comments, it sounded to me like he was trying to, I guess he was trying to be all woke about it, but he was trying to be nice at the same time, and he was trying to be honest. I don't know, it was kind of a wishy-washy answer. I'll paraphrase. He said something along the lines of, it's just too bad we don't have enough good roles for women. Every time I turn around, feminism is thrown in our face. So obviously I don't disagree with you, Daniel, because every time I turn around, like I said, woke feminism is all over the damn place. But I'll digress for this right here. This is stupid on so many levels. First of all, the whole allure of James Bond has been really picking up girls or being able to charm women, pump them from information, go on these extremely dangerous missions, be all covert and all that stuff right there. That's the whole point of it. Now, let me go ahead and get something out of the way here. Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, those Bonds were not marketed towards women. They were actually marketed towards men, okay? Daniel Craig, and while you guys may disagree with me on this, I believe Daniel Craig was marketed for females, not men. Let me explain why. You see, Daniel Craig obviously is not the best looking of dudes, but he's all built, he's all ripped up, and in his Bond films, let's face it, he's already been in love in these Bond films like twice, which is really kind of a no-no for Bond. Okay, he's been in love twice. Vesper Lynd and the girl from the last one. Okay, Bond's not supposed to fall in love. Obviously, women get off more on the idea they're being in love rather than sex in these movies. So then, out of all that right there, they see his ripped up, chiseled body, and of course, the men are getting off on the idea that he's beating the crap out of somebody because they went kind of in the direction of Jason Bourne. They got more fist fights in them, more blood, all that crap right there. Basically, essentially, the Rambo of Bonds is basically what Daniel Craig is. So men, they get off on the ideas, but they notice that their wives are giving the Bond on screen somewhat of googly eyes because of his body and whatnot, and the fact that he takes charge, he takes command of the situation with woman, shows initiative. All right, so now the man is looking over, of course, after a couple of movies, hasn't figured out that what the movie's really trying to do is trying to tell him, dude, you better go home and get in damn shape before your wife leaves you, because that's what I'm saying. These films were aimed at a female audience, so they think, well, let's go ahead and let's make a movie that's designed for the male audience. Not going to work, okay? Number one, most men don't sit around and watch porn all day, okay? Only the jackasses with no lives sit around and watch porn all day, okay? The sick motherfuckers, you know, the types, those right there are the ones that actually do that crap. Those are the ones who actually watch it. So, who's going to get off on the idea of a woman pumping men for information or pumping other women for information? Who the hell's going to get off on that? Also, something else, too. Bond films are normally rated PG-13 and can be watched with kids because there's normally no actual sex in the films. It's normally just a little bit of sensuality. Quick love scene that involves typically no nudity in it. So normally it can be seen in front of teens. You're not going to be able to do that this time, okay? So obviously you're going to be losing money at the box office, and parents are going to be turned off with the idea of watching a woman basically pump dudes for information, number one. Number two, the idea of a black James Bond. I'm not entirely against this. As a matter of fact, I recall this video game called 007 Rogue Agent. The character in that Bond video game was black. I'm okay with that. As a matter of fact, how about you just go ahead and make a 00 series and spinoffs where you got a black agent, you got a white agent, you got an Asian agent, you got all these different agents who work for MI6. Also, something else too. Can somebody explain to me how this black man is going to go on a mission in Russia and expect to get in and out of there without people not knowing he's a British agent? You see, there aren't really any black people in Russia. I mean, come on now. So you're already losing some credibility right there. Fact of the matter is this right here is another case where race and wokeness is being injected into a conversation, being injected into something it quite frankly does not need to be injected into. The Bond franchise, film franchise, has been around since 1960, 1961, I think, 1962. Somebody correct me in the comments if the doctor know. The Ian Fleming's novels have been around for a while. Now, why in the hell would you want to change all that right there and take it in a direction that quite frankly does not sell and would absolutely kill the franchise? Guys, this is John Claymore. If you like this content, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you share this video. Hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys later.